All right. Nothing here what just changed, but hit the start streaming button. Get up to just quickly go to the toilet for a sec. Come back, sit down. All of a sudden I have to cough. I lost all my energy. And, well, blah. Either way. I literally have no idea what I want to do for the stream. Like, I could play my usual stuff. Streamover just dropped new game modes and agents. Then there's Mother Rivals always works. And I believe also has dropped some new skins. Not that I really care about that though. I need to reset this, huh? Alright. All I really know for tonight is I want to stream. What I do? No idea. So yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have hit the start streaming button. But I want to. Like, I want to do this regularly. I want to keep a rhythm. Obviously, I can't always do that. Hence, well, since there are times when I'm gonna be on vacation, like in May, end of May, June, beginning of June, where I'll be at TwitchCon EU, or rather, for like 6-ish days, I'm gonna be in Rotterdam. Maybe stream something from my phone or some shit. But again, there's also a far future where I don't even know if I. There can so much can happen before that. And even attending won't change anything. Hmm. Yeah. Just thinking about it is interesting. I mean, the thing is, I want to do more with people. But my friend circle is all overseas, so there's time zones to consider that bar us from basically everything already. Then there's also the fact that I may have over 100 followers, but none of those are active. Ugh. Sorry about that. Those active ones that are coming in every now and then are Hex and Cat, and Footy every now and then. But probably also only to just check in if I still exist. But yeah, for the most part, it's just. It's a strong word that I use, where I don't even know if it still applies. I mean, I know it applies to facts. Since I do end up sending her Yuri pics every now and then, I stumble across on r/wholesome Yuri. But with everyone else, I don't know. I mean, I literally haven't spoken with Cat in ages. Last time I sent them a message was, well, last time I sent a message and got a reply was January 1st. After that, I sent them a message on the birthday. I didn't get a reply, but that doesn't matter. Speak of the devil, it just came on Discord at least. But yeah, like I said, there's so many people that I know. They don't even know if I can still consider them friends. Like some people I haven't talked with ever since the end of my apprenticeship and stuff. And there are people that I just having with the same problem as the effects and stuff, like time zones, curse them. Yeah. Cat also counts to those. Also, I don't even know where I would find opportunities like collabs and for collabs and stuff. Don't either I'm not looking at the right stuff on Twitter and stuff, but I never see any kinds of posts that say looking for collab partners and stuff. But then again, okay, might just be that I'm just not looking in the right places. But then again, just collabing with someone that I have never even spoken a word with beforehand, or even watch any of the content before, so I can somewhat gauge them. It's kind of, well, unnerving might not be the right word. It's certainly stress inducing, but it's not like it's it's not like it's the worst thing. Hmm. Yeah. I think my mic is getting in the way of my tracking. This should track better now. Mainly because, well, currently I'm just sitting very laid back, which is somewhat reflected in the model. I think, slightly at least. But yeah, it's one of those days again. Like, I know I won't make it in this space. I'm literally talking to nothing. I'm not lucky enough to have to blow up. I'm not entertaining enough to warrant blowing up. I'm not doing enough to be found, honestly. I should just try and at the very least learn the very basics of editing. Or at the very least just go through my my streams, try to find stuff that's moderately entertaining and throw it on and make shorts out of it. I probably also should just really sit down and learn to edit. I say it so often. I never do it. I say something similar about losing weight and getting more fit. It also doesn't happen. And also it's kind of similar to how I'm keep pushing the idea of getting a life to D model again further and further into further and further back. Like, I know an artist. All I need to do is hit the commission button, and either the commission gets denied, or I have a reason to talk to her to them again. Either way, it works. But again, procuring the model art is not the hard part, in my opinion. It's finding a rigger that's both fairly affordable and delivering good work. At the end of the day, that would also be probably around the price tag of, at the very least, 300-400 bucks for both combined art and rigging. So yeah. But then again, there's also another problem on that regard. If I get a new model done, I might as well also invest into new stream assets other than that. Like this background here, I'm not sure if it's AI made or not. I have no idea. It's an asset that came with my webcam. So yeah. And it's also gonna run for actual good stuff that's not AI made or anything. Along those lines, it's also gonna run me at least over at least close to 200 bucks probably. Like, with an entire overhaul with a new Live 2D model, new stream assets like backgrounds at the very least to facilitate the model. Maybe use it for when I use the webcam as a webcam again. Whenever that might be. Yeah. It just shows how expensive VTubing / streaming can be. I'm sure you can be successful with the bare minimum. Some free assets of Streamlabs or Stream Elements, a somewhat decent webcam, if at all. And boom. You just have to be lucky and get found. Maybe blow up. and bare minimum setup, and you are on the winning side. And one thing is for sure, I'm not planning to stop. Neither as a VTuber nor as actually streaming. Since I have fun with it. It's an outlet. Am I good at it? No. But at least it's something I know I can stick with. Even if my brain gets in the way sometimes. Also, even if it's just speaking to nothing. It's somewhat therapeutic. I don't do it often enough though. I bottle up too much. Hmm. But yeah. Then again, I look at my funny numbers, see that I have 121 counted followers, but none of them come in to watch, so that number is completely worthless. And then I see other channels with like 75 followers, and they just made affiliate, so yeah. But then again, that's just how everything goes. It doesn't matter what I touch. It just it's just all against me. Especially on days like this one. Like on my way to work today, I almost got sideswiped by a truck, like one of big rigs, because he decided he has to go into my lane now without signaling, for as far as I'm sure, until he saw that I'm beside him. Then I just had to navigate the nightmare of the city traffic. Like, I don't like that city. I don't like it. I don't like to drive in it, Rob. But the bad thing is, I had to go there today, and then 4 days next week, the minimum. Which is so fucking annoying. Then while parked and doing some work stuff on my laptop, someone dinked to hit my car with their door. Minimal damage, not really noticeable. Anyways, I barely noticed it when I on a second look. Yeah. Then once again, city traffic out of the city. Once again, a nightmare. So yeah. What else was there? Oh right. I somehow have pain in my neck. That came up more or less during the day at some point. Then in my upper body, I have like sore muscles and stuff. from God knows what. It's definitely not exercise. That much I can. That much I'm sure of. So yeah. Really lovely. Really a lovely day I had. I wish that I lost all my energy for some reason. No? Well, shit. I just did it again. Hmm. Yeah, I don't have much to drink left anyways. Might as well make something. Hmm. I gonna... Well, the one thing I'm looking forward to on Fridays usually is probably not gonna happen. We had one session, never after that. So I'm gonna... Unless I'm getting proven wrong tonight, I am gonna presume the D&D campaign dead. So yeah. Yeah, more or less everything I have contact with just falls apart. Also, stupid thing I need to take care of. I apparently got scheduled for training in a week where I took time off from work, which is already great. And also the day where I plan to be on a train to Rotterdam. So yeah, double great. So I have two options. If that is not training in person, I take my work laptop with me and do it while on vacation. Or I'm just gonna message them and say, yeah, no, I can't do that since I'm on vacation then. Something the people that are in charge of that can see. May 28th? May 28th? Yeah, no. I can't do that. I'll be on a train there. And also, you were able to see that I have taken the time off for that day. So why is that not being perceived? Why is no one looking at that? Why is that shit scheduled for a day where I am not working? But yeah, I'm gonna throw a comment there on that in our management system tomorrow because I don't know how to deal with that right now. Oh shit, it reminds me. Still need to upload my data from today. So. Yeah. Where's the zipper? And yes, I actually was with my back turned to my camera right now. Because as a kind of cave I just realized I'm still in my work shirt. I wanted to change like 3 hours ago. If not even more than 3 hours ago. Ah, well. Shit happens. I can still do that. It's not like I'm I'm on an actual webcam right now. Really? Never software update? So, do I really have to do this? No, I don't. So fuck you, program, for trying to make me think I needed an update. And I just put it in the wrong folder. Yay me. Okay, now it's here. Alright. And with that, work can go fuck itself for the weekend. Well, I still have to write that comment, but nah. That's like the outside of work. I'd say at least. But now I'm gonna switch shirts, so. Yeah, now I remember what I wanted to do when I went downstairs. Ugh. Fucking hell. How am I this big of an idiot when it comes to simple stuff like getting my laundry into the washing machine? I'm not meant to be a human. I can't properly human, like, at all. But like I said, I'm gonna switch shirts now. Maybe I should activate the auto blink in VC phase. Like, the model just staring and staring and staring is somewhat unnerving. And I usually don't see it since my game screen would be over it. And it's just small portion on the screen when it's on the gaming scene. But yeah. Okay, so it's been half an hour and I still have not even spent a singular thought on if I want to play anything right now, or if I'm just gonna talk about nothing to no one. Uh, oh, right. Here's another thing I wanted to at least mention it to some degree. Even if I were finding collab stuff and looking for collabs and stuff, the games are currently trending in terms of those. Well, you don't necessarily have to do trending stuff. I get that. That's the easiest since it's on the forefront of everyone's mind. For one, repo. Don't have the game. It looks interesting though. But once again, it's one of those games where you either have a chaotic group that works well together, or you have an effective group. I am just dumb. So I'm just a liability in either case. So I wouldn't fit well in those collabs. And the other one is split fiction, if that's still, well, still popular right now. But then that's just one person. And, well, one-on-one co-op games are always a weird kind of thing to do. Like, they can be fun if you have the right people. Also, if everything works out, I'm gonna play that with hacks, so kind of out of question for that one. Other than that, what kind of what kind of thing is there? Well, I mean, to a degree, there's just general multiplayer games like Rivals, like Variant, maybe like Sunova, like Monster Hunter for PvE enjoyment. But yeah, options are there if one is well, socially competent enough to seize those kind of opportunities if they find them. That is, like I said, that's one of the things for me. I don't even know where to look for those. I'm just I just exist, looking in on all the fun everyone else has. And like I said, I mean, there's a reason why I call myself a background character. I am not a main. I'm not even a side character. Heck, if it wasn't even for my stupid online alias of Silver Lining, I wouldn't even be a named character. Let's be real. I'm literally just a stupid drawing in the background of too many panels. I really need to rework my PNG for, well, for the Fugi stuff. Like, I have ideas for that, but no idea if I can actually pull them off. Since it involves layering and stuff, and bro, I have not the slightest idea what I'm doing in most cases. Also, don't know if what I would make would actually be any good. Well, no, I know the answer to that. It wouldn't. Yeah. Also, it's not like I'm in need, of a need 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 Fugi representation of myself, anyways. Since to be in need of that, I would need to be streaming with people that utilize that, which I'm not doing, so I don't need it. So any effort I put into that is wasted. Hence, no point in putting any effort into that. That's one less thing on my workload. So yeah, it's so easy to cross things off when you can make a reasonable chain for well, a reasonable chain of reasons. As for why you don't need it, like I was thinking of picking a soldering iron back up and just doing some soldering. But then again, for what reason? Just to do it? Where's the point to that? Like I would need to buy materials for that. Would need to clean up space so I can work. And at the end of the day, I probably would heat up something too much or for too long and break it, and then be sitting there with something that should have worked but won't work because I'm a dumbass that doesn't know his do's and don'ts. So yeah. Don't know why I'm yawny like that. Like, wait, no, I do know. I pushed the start streaming button and all my all my energy just went bye bye. This is the time of thing, or the kind of thing where other people can just talk and talk about shit in their life and stuff. Other people do have main character energy, or at the very least, the type of or live the type of life where actually something is happening in it. Or have some stories from the past that are entertaining. For me, it's just I get up in the morning, go out, do my work, come back home, spend too much time on myself, then maybe start streaming, maybe just spend more time on me and just, or rather spend more time doing nothing except for watching stuff. So yeah, my life is boring as fuck. As for stories from the past, don't have any. I'm literally the most bland and boring person you can imagine. Just an empty shell. Nothing more. Just a nobody devoid of any kind of personality and charm. Pretending to be a streamer. With the worst thing of all, not a single soul in here to claim otherwise. Like, I could literally disappear tomorrow. Nobody would care. Sure, my family would be upset for a couple of days. But that's about it. My friend circles wouldn't even know that I'm gone, since they're all on a different continent. Yeah, I'm such a plainy whiny little bitch. Even on this kind of platform where one should be all positive, all happy and rainbows. I just can't help myself but get too real with it. Since I'm just that kind of idiot. Which is also probably why it's hard to be my friend. Not only because I'm not necessarily counting anyone that would maybe see themselves as my friend, as a friend, since I have some criteria that need to be fulfilled for that. Doesn't matter. Other than that, it's just because I'm just a bitch. Wallow in self pity, complain about everything. Yeah. Even if I had an audience, I wouldn't deserve it. Someone like me doesn't deserve an audience. Someone like me doesn't deserve such great friends as Hex. Maybe not deserving is the wrong term. Probably better way to put it would be I don't understand why someone like Hex is still around. She's a real one. Well, it's just the not deserving friends part that it's wrong. The other parts are alright. Since I don't have an audience, which is what I deserve, I don't deserve to waste anyone's time with my ramblings. I mean, if anyone wants to waste the time on that, sure, I don't mind that. It's a free decision. But at the end of the day, I'm a nobody. A background character. I don't deserve to be perceived. Even now, I'm not doing anything other than yammering about how boring my life is, how I shouldn't even be here doing this. It's just the same thing as always. Doesn't matter what I do, I'm doing it wrong. My job, probably doing it entirely wrong. Living my life, The thing is, I don't really have friends outside of hacks. Maybe cat. Uh, Probably also wrong. Since, well, those were basically the only ones that I could hit up with anything. Hex would probably respond at some point when she has the time for it, since she's also very busy. Cat, like I said, don't even know if it's okay for me to use the term friend anymore. Hmm. Yeah, and sure. There's also just that's just once again best example of how my brain works. I'm talking about one thing. My brain in the background works itself to a different kind of thought, and then I jump to that talking because just for context, how I got there, I was just talking about how I don't deserve audiences and stuff. That's the one direction. Meanwhile, my brain thought about Twitch and the mechanics it has, then landed on raids, which is technically an interesting, good, useful tool, but also it's not really that useful. Since, yeah, sure, it's useful to get your name out there, but then again, if you raid someone and your raid party is under a certain number, if you're not you don't happen to raid into a smaller streamer, you won't even be noticed. So yeah, even raiding, well, generally good practice. It's not a useful tool to get your name out there, really. I mean, now with the raid browser and stuff that they implemented, if that's still a feature of this, you can at least vet the people that you're raiding into. Which for someone like me doesn't matter, since if someone is here watching is already used to profanity, or is a good friend and deals with it for the sake of dealing with it, for the sake of giving a view. But yeah, like for someone like me, if I were to rate out, what options do I have? According to a raid browser, I'm gonna be looking at people in the same category in the first place. But usually those people are all having like 20 views and stuff, which is technically good since you can get like 20-ish eyes on your name, but they don't change anything. Nobody's gonna follow that. Well, even if someone follows you from a shout out that may or may not be given, then, well, it's not guaranteed that they're gonna check your stream. Same goes with promotion on Discord servers. If you post your self promo on a Discord server that's owned by a bigger streamer, people in that server will not necessarily will probably never look into self promo channel. Unless it's a mod or something that is already active in the community that, like, they're there for one reason, and that reason is not you. That reason is the main streamer that owns the server. Two-time Blue Sky, yeah, sure, you can post there. Maybe someone comes in. Usually it doesn't. I do get a shit ton of followers on both sides when you post into the hashtags for VTuber, for small streamer, Twitch, and all that kind of jazz. But don't believe that any of those are actually real people. They are all some form of graphic designer. And when you check their profile, they either have no content to show for themselves, all they do is repost, or they have basically the exact same pictures as any other graphic designer in your follower list that are essentially just one and the same, maybe with a different name. Is one of those where I got my current assets? Yeah. Am I proud of that fact? These days, no. Well, sorry about that. It's just one of those things where I do realize I do technically have good reasons to reinvest into all that stuff, but I'm not important enough to waste some professional's time to make shit for me. Sure, my money would help them, but in exchange for that, they would be wasting their time on graphics that no one is ever gonna see. Except for maybe 3 people. Unless they make content out of creating that. Then that's a different story, but really is my mind is such a minefield. On one hand, I am aware of the ways to betterment for my situations. But on the other, why should I waste someone's time with my musings? Same goes with therapy. I am aware that it would help me. I'm aware that I should probably take it on. But there's just a couple of problems with that. One the effort mentioned, why should I waste the professional's time on that? I can still deal with my shit. I'm not in that dire need of it. There are people that need it far more than me. They should take priority. And the other problem is actually finding time to do that kind of thing. So yeah, as I mentioned before, I essentially have 2 hours that I just use for me, under the assumption that I'm gonna stream that day. So yeah, that's a big thing. A smaller thing on that note is also I don't necessarily understand how therapy works. Not that it works. I do understand that it works. That it's helpful. That's great thing. It's literally the how, the mechanics of it. Like if I were to go into therapy, unless I was asked specific questions, I wouldn't even know where to start. Not because I have no issues or something. More like because I don't know where this shit all originates. Since, like I said, my life is fucking ordinary. So ordinary that it's so fucking boring. I mean, some of my social ineptness or social incompetence just stems from being in a group setting, and whenever I spoke, I got ignored. That's where that stems from. Easy as that. I just need to talk more, try to assert myself more in groups and stuff. Easy as that. Even though it's not worth it for me to do so, since, well, that's the next thing. Anyone who claims me to be smart has literally not interacted with me enough. Since I'm literally one of the dumbest people alive. Also, hmm, I could keep yammering about it. Or I could just bottle it back up. The later one's probably a better option. Hmm. And then again, I've been thinking. I don't know why I'm in this mood right now. Whenever I fall silent for longer than it takes me to find the right words, slash translate my next sentence in my head, I'm thinking about something. Like right now, if I actually do get down to business and commission Cat to draw me a new Live 2D model, do I want to go with this kind of thing? Like the ears are all messed up and stuff, so. Or do I want something from scratch? Like, don't get me wrong, this model is good for just being some free assets clobbered together like a box of random assortments of Legos. I, I'm not saying I did too bad with it as someone that has no idea what they were doing. Uh, the outfit is kind of. Mm, also, simply the fact that purely on technicality, this body is female, while the shithead piloting it is male. And the intention was to make a male model. Unconventional in the VTubing scene, I know, but bruh, I'm just. I just wanted something that looks better than me and still can represent me on the rest, the leftover aspects that aren't my ugliest voice. And the fact that they're looking far better than me. Like, do I see flaws with this model? With this body? This virtual body? Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. Like mentioned before, the ears, the ahoge, the like, which is the little antenna, hair antenna, the hair floppy thingy, which is fun to look at and play around with, but might not fit entirely well. But without it, the top is so empty. I mean, the glasses are good. I feel like the face maybe a bit too rounded, but that could also be a outline thing. That in certain angles, the outline is just not there to support the sharper bits of the chin and stuff. I feel like I messed up the neck a bit. Like it's too big for the rest of the body. Again, when I looked at the options and played around the slides, nothing was really fitting well. Then the outfit, at least the top part, is just plain old boring. Is it something, except for maybe the top underneath, like the grey tank top, whatever-ish? I think it could technically count as a dress. Would I wear something like that? Not necessarily. The coat? Yes. The pants? I mean, they're just standard punk fashion. Maybe a different cut that is not skinny jeans cut. Sure I would. The boots? Definitely would. I mean, I do have a pair of combat boots that, well, not combat boots, but boots that are in a similar style as my models. I don't really get to wear them often, or at all, since they're not the best to walk a lot in. But yeah, I do own a pair of those. Said they don't have heterochromia, which is mostly one of the best parts of this model. Well, other than the full head of hair. But yeah. You know, outside of doing stuff for the sake of doing stuff, I have no idea what to do with myself. Like my my entire streaming thing is doing shit at random that kind of wanna do without any real plan. Like I never post a schedule anywhere because I never think through what days I'm streaming on. I never think through what I want to play during those days. I'm sure I have ideas in my head that I want to get to at some point. And the only thing stopping me is me actually just doing it. Other than that, nothing is stopping me. The controller I'm talking about starting, all I need to do is press the start button. Maybe resize the capture window. And I'd be set. Oi. Yawn. But I don't do it because I'm a lazy piece of trash. Like, anytime I stream Nova, anytime I stream Marvel Rivals, it's literally because I want to stream, but I have no idea what thing else to play other than some form of arena shooter, competitive shooter, hero shooter, whatever you wanna call these kinds of games. They're just as easy as press play, queue in, whatever happens, happens. No rhyme, no reason. Just an idiot with a mic, getting bullied by matchmaking. Since they have the misfortune of having to. The only available time slot where they can play is doing try hard hours for their server. And friends rarely come around to play. At least during the week. And on the weekends, they are usually ball busy. So yeah. Honestly, to a degree, I think the thing that makes my streams the most insufferable, or not entertaining, is just the fact that I don't have any people that I can bounce off of. Nothing to have, nothing to have a dialogue with. Nothing to keep on a topic. Like if I had people in chat right now, they could steer me away from these topics. Since my brain is not strong enough to do so. But since I don't, well, well. Oh shit. Sorry about that. I'm just spiraling. Like the most positive thing was me talking about my model heterochromia. I believe. Well, and praising Hex. Yeah, other than that, I don't think I've said anything positive like at all. Oh, the Twitch glitch or the cat decide to lurk in? Let's give it 2 minutes and see what it is. Also nothing that I probably do far too often, especially since on the VODs there's no music track. It's me singing along to the songs that I'm listening to right now. Last somehow. Like Mess is such a great song. I just want to sing along to. But I don't want to ruin it with my voice. If I could actually sing, that would be a different story, but as it stands right now, any song I sing along to is just ruined. Or it might even be counted as a war crime. Who knows? I never read the Geneva Conventions or the definitions of what counts as inhumane treatment. But again, those usually are in regards to prisoners of war specifically, but a literal captive audience. Anyone that clicks on this mess has the freedom of choice to just leave. If they stick around, fine. But yeah, outside of that, yeah, these are some of the biggest issues for me when streaming. I think the fact that my brain is just so negative coded that it just doesn't see any positive about me. Well, because there most likely is nothing positive. But once again, that might just be perception. And well, the lack of people that are giving me something to ramble on about. An active audience would help so much. At least from my perspective, in my case. For others, they don't need that. They can just talk and talk and talk for hours. And sure, they just talk for roughly 1 hour and 5 minutes. Yeah. Was there anything substantially interesting in there? No. There's not even anything of meaning in there. It was just an hour and 10 of self-doubt, self-loathing, and a smidge of praising my friends. At least, if I can still consider them friends. Which is always such a statement that, who knows? I certainly don't. That's a question for a socially competent person to answer. Not a nobody like me. Yeah, my throat's getting quite dry. So I'm gonna grab something to drink real quick. Shouldn't take long, like at best half a minute. Maybe 1 full minute. Depends if I stub my toe or not. Either way, BRB. And I'm back. Daughter schon Teig lang. But yeah. Twitch is telling me that there are 2 viewers. So effectively one different viewer than myself. But it doesn't seem to be a named account. Which is interesting. Or Twitch is just refusing to show them. That could also be. Well, does it matter? Nah. There are always souls getting lost. And if a lost soul just ends up straying into this dumb corner of the internet, then so be it. I'm not someone to shoot people away, other than people that just are openly malicious. I don't care about those. I'm sure I live my life by the motto of live and let live, but come on. Hating solely for the reason of hate, or hating on the basis of marginalized stereotypes. Come on, bro. Get with the times. You can do better. There's a reason why a common saying is, if you don't learn from history, you're bound to repeat it. I mean, I hate to say it, but best example for that is currently the US. Yeah, fair. Why it took longer than usual, I feel like, for that number to disappear again. But either way, yeah. Like the shit that's happening currently in the US. As a German, you've been through the topics so many times in school. Don't know how it's taught in the US, I'll be honest. But from what I hear, the American education system is wonky at best. Sure, there's stuff that I never even heard of in my school life that you're getting taught in like 5th grade or something. But anyone who's looking at the US and doesn't see the parallels to a certain era in the late 1900s or mid 1900s rather. 23 to 44, yeah, mid 1900s. They're either blind or just don't know anything about history. If an idiot like me can see the parallels of what's happening there and back in the day, then it must be bad. That's basically the IRL equivalent of me being a top frag on a team. And you don't want that. At the very least, not in IRL, not in real life. But yeah, don't know why I went into that direction. It's just my brain going into autopilot and going directions that at that point make some semblance of sense, but in the greater context of what I'm doing, completely nonsensical. And also, for a product for entertainment, too real. Entirely too real. Which I can understand. Which I can entirely understand. One goes onto the internet, on Twitch specifically, to escape the political shit, to escape the parallels. And then you just stumble across an idiot like me that just goes wherever their brain takes them at that moment in time, and well, I would never claim to be an expert in anything. Especially not when it comes to history or politics. But I do be cursed with approximate knowledge of many things. Is some of that horribly outdated? Yeah, sure. Am I ever trying to deceive anyone in believing that my opinions are completely right and well researched? No. Whenever I state something, it's always based on the fact that I've either taught at some point, researched myself at some point, or just simply heard. So it's always to be taken with a grain of salt and not be to be taken at face value. Never consider anything I say as fact if it's not something. Well, yeah, no. Just don't consider it fact unless it's about my life. And even then, it's probably not. So yeah, don't know why I'm just chatting like this. Because my brain is weird like that right now. I guess that's the best explanation I can give. I had someone click in for a second here, and if it was actually a person, then it's understandable that they left. Don't get me wrong, it's entirely understandable that they left. That Discord server is having a party. Either way, where was I? Yeah, right. You can't blame them for leaving. Like, there's no entertainment to be had here. It's just an idiot yammering about their life. And then mentioning politics as well, of all things? Nah. Not on this entertainment side. Like, not gonna lie, at least in terms of the Twitch funny numbers, I started out the year fairly strong, with having a good chunk of the time my average viewership at 1.7. But now I'm only tanking them with every stream I do. But again, it's just a funny numbers. I know I'm not gonna make it, So why do I care about them? And it's probably the only reason why I care about them is simply because they give me a metric for how useless I am at this. Like, sure, I started out the year strong, at least for my standards. But then also, it's also a bit inflated since in the beginning of the year, Cat was lurking more often. I did more with facts because she probably just had a little bit more free time back then, back in the beginning of the year. So, yeah, probably if I actually wanted to have a chance at viewers, a constant kind of viewer thing, I think the best time to do so would be around in the mornings. Like simply by virtue of in the early mornings, at least when I did my 24-hour stream for my birthday, I actually had some viewers there. Had some people that I talked with, got my first donation. But yeah, that's probably the only time where I can get viewers. So to make my streaming effective, where I get views to a degree, and also can hit both time slots they usually do, I would need to do 2 streams a day, one in the morning and one in the evening. But I don't have the time for that. Since usually I get to sleep around midnight ish, need 5 to 6 hours. Then I need to get up and be out the door by 6:50 at the latest, usually. So I would need to cut back on sleep to throw in a stream in the morning. Or I need to literally stumble in through my door, boot up the PC, maybe do a real quick toilet break, and immediately start streaming without eating or anything. So I can get some more time at the other end. Which would probably not work out in a way it should, that I would plan for it to, since, well, I still need to catch up on YouTube to a certain degree. And yeah. So it's this stupid dilemma of knowing that I should just stop, since it doesn't fulfill really a purpose. But at the same time, maybe I need to rework the ice bit. That doesn't matter now. At the same time, I don't want to stop doing this. I enjoy doing it. I'm just not good at it. And that's just it. That's just a plain truth. Also, I have no awareness of my space. Currently, at the very least. Since this was now the third or fourth time that I bumped into the mic. It's literally not how it should be. I'm still surprised how I managed to, I believe, fill 90 minutes of just, of nothing. So, this is, I don't understand my brain sometimes. It's such a weird aspect of my brain. Like, most of the times, I boot up stream, struggle through like 5 minutes of talking while I get some backend stuff ready, like picking out the game and stuff. Or rather, look for the game in my Steam library, booting it up, maybe finishing a thought I said. Well, yeah. And then, struggling with those 5 minutes, which is such a dumb thought to think about, especially seeing as just now, just the stream alone, is maybe 5 to 10 minutes of starting soon screen because I was on the toilet. And after that, it was all just talking. With some big breaks in between, sure. And also talking with no real substance. Just spouting out hot air. Like, bro. But still, this difference is fascinating to me since most of the day is struggling, or usually struggling with just filling 5 minutes. Thank you, Automod. Been a while since one of those came around. Wait, no, not true. Last one was 2 streams ago. Also got by Automod. Yeah, let's see. How old is this account? Ooh. From 2018. Once again, one of the older accounts that got hit. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So once again, an inactive account, more or less. I mean, the account might have been active as a viewer at some point in the last 5 years or something. But yeah. Now it's sadly only an account that's used for spam. Fate of inactive accounts. Fate of some active accounts as well. It's sad. And you know, if it's done well, the main account haver, the main user of the account, might not even have the knowledge that it's happening. Until it's too late, that is. And they already got booted from the entire platform. The ecosystem of the internet is so interesting. Fragile, but interesting. And not fragile in the sense of... No, fragile is the wrong word. I think the word I was looking for was volatile. Since the ecosystem of the internet, it doesn't take much to sway it one way or the other. And it just takes a split second in a moment for someone to no longer be part of that ecosystem. In some cases, some third party just needs the press of a button and the account is compromised and doing questionable stuff like pushing crypto that's essentially just a scam at the end. Or your account gets flagged because someone got access to it and is pulling stuff like these advertisements for viewbot sites. And also, maybe, big maybe on that one, there's a chance that there are people out there that do these viewbot spam messages, advertisement spam messages, as a kind of joke, which is entirely dumb. Because, oh hey, here's a new person that's active in your chat. What would be an appropriate first message? If someone is actually dumb enough to do stuff like that as a first message, it is. Because the first thought of any mod or any streamer when they see a message like that is, yeah, you're out of here. Goodbye. It literally doesn't take much to get banned in most chats. I mean, then again, on the same side of the coin, it also is not much that is asked of you in most Twitch chats. You just need to act like a normal person. Sure, some move the line a bit where that is depending on their community and the way they present themselves. Like, some are a bit more pro Guna, that they allow you to be more of a perv, more on the deep end. Some might not even be as affected by insults or shit. Like me, one can come in here and insult me as much as they want, as long as they don't use slurs that they're just dumb because they don't make any sense, and There's, additionally, there are slurs. So slurs are on a different, entirely different level than just plain old insults or curse words. At least to me. So yeah, my line is when someone would be coming in here and attacking the people I do stuff with. Like if I were to play with Hags and someone would come in here and attack Hags, that's at the very least a timeout. Or depending on the mood, it's gonna even be a ban. Since you can insult me all you want. I don't give a shit. You, I doubt you can do worse than I do with myself. But come in here, insult my friends, or the people that are gracious enough to waste their time on me. Nah, fam. We don't do that here. We respect the people that are down to do charity work like that. And like I said, that stuff like that is basically the baseline in most observable Twitch chats of any content creator chats. Some lines might fall differently, but the very basis is just be a fucking decent human being. And don't dox yourself. Everything else is based per person, per creator. There's just... But those rules are usually outlined in the panels down below somewhere, or in the very first... When you click into the chat for the first time, you're usually gonna get a little pop-up that says... that tells you the rules for the chat. And if you can't abide by those, I'm sorry, but then whatever is happening is gonna be earned. But yeah. The things that are just common tongue in one chat might be beyond the line in a different one. And I have no idea why I went onto a tangent. Like, is it a good tangent that I went on? Sure, it's a valid one. But then again, it's also an unnecessary one, since it's literally just the statement of be at least a somewhat decent human being when interacting with other people. It's just a matter of respect. And yeah, like I said, I have literally no idea why I went onto the tangent. I mean, I went there from the spam message and the possibility of people thinking they're funny by doing something like that as the first message, as a joke, which I have to say would be just the dumbest move you could bring. Since 90% of the time you either get timed out or instantly banned. But yeah. topics can I go for right now? What kind of weird tangents is my brain cooking up? I mean, that bit about chat messages and chat etiquette might be worth a clip to put out there, but then again, it's not really entertaining. It's more of a PSA, and then I'm not a big streamer. Haven't made my name, so it won't even be seen probably. And I might have said a bad word or two in there, which would mean that would be getting shadow banned on YouTube, since stuff like that is also such an interesting thing. YouTube, Twitch, and all that jazz is such an interesting thing that's happening in these spaces. Since, like I said, when I look at my YouTube shorts, I can see exactly which ones are shadow banned, which are not. It might not be as. It might. I mean, yeah, it has to be, since there are shorts of some actually good gameplay stuff that I did that have essentially no views. Like somewhere in the 50s or 60s. And then there are some relatively mid clips and some good ones as well that have like 500 views, some even over 1,000. And you know what usually is the difference between those? One is a clip where I didn't use the bad words, or where I simply didn't speak because I was concentrated. And the others are me just speaking normally, using the language that I usually use, which does include a fair bit of swear words. So, yeah. And if those end up with like 50 views, 60 views, and the others end up with 500, pretty certain my language is getting those shadow banned. Which is a result of, well, YouTube wanting to be more family friendly, which for shorts makes sense to a degree, since, well, there's so many kids that are just doom scrolling shorts for no reason other than parents left them alone with the iPad. But that's an entirely different can of worms. But on the other hand, there's so much content that feels like it's getting actively pushed by YouTube that just is a big no for me. They want to be family friendly, they want to be advertiser friendly. But then there's content that shouldn't fly on a website like YouTube. Especially with how family friendly they want to be. And don't get me started on the advertisement. Like, bro, hold your advertisers to the same standard as your content creators. And then maybe your content creators have one less reason to bitch about everything. Like, how often is there a content creator that has one gripe with YouTube, and that is having to censor themselves only for the video to get softcore porn ads. Like, that doesn't make any sense. If you have a family-friendly standard, an advertiser-friendly standard, or you make your TOS in a way that, or your systems in a way that punish people for using swear words, a somewhat harmless thing, to be honest. Obviously, there has to be a cutoff at some point. I'm not denying that. If it's just excessive swearing, yeah, that might not necessarily be the best thing to be pushing. But if it's just a handful of swear words, then it shouldn't be that big of a problem. Not to a degree where sometimes we're at the point where you have to censor anatomically correct titles for body parts simply because they're advertiser friendly. Meanwhile, the ads that get put onto the website are gambling, softcore porn, and other shit that is not family friendly. And if it was a creator doing that, would violate TOS. But yeah. It's just the double standards of the modern world. Where the companies go, nope, you can't say no words, otherwise our advertisers are gonna run away. Meanwhile, the advertisers literally running porn. This is and if your site is in a state like that, and you also have the audacity to actively go against ad blockers, that's just insult to injury. I don't necessarily have that problem anymore since I have made the questionable decision to pay for YouTube Premium. Mainly for the reason that I do use YouTube fairly often on the phone, on the go. And I don't have ad blocker on my phone. Especially not for the YouTube app. And sometimes having the YouTube version of a podcast running on my phone while at work is better than the Spotify version. Sometimes. So it's a good feature to have that for a bit of content that's more like video essays and stuff. To have that, to be able to have it play in the background without having to actively have the phone unlocked. But yeah, don't know where that came from, I'll be honest. I mean, I can follow the chain to where I started thinking and talking about it, which was at the tail end of my small rant about chat etiquette, which I would deem as clippable, even if it's not really anything of substance or value, rather. It does have substance, but no value since, well, I don't pull the numbers. I'm a no-name. if I were like a bit further up there in terms of the funny numbers, then maybe it would actually have any meaning to it. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is just the quintessence, the quintessence, quint, the quintessence essence of my life. Not being really of value per se, but I'm at least here. And at least for the time being, not planning on going anywhere other than on vacation. But yeah. Huh. Would you look at that? 2 hours. Somehow I managed to do that. Moments like this are always crazy to me. Since, well, truthfully, I never see myself in a position where I can actually manage to do so. Which is evidently wrong. I can do so. But also, there's another other thing of sometimes I'm just uh, applying a wrong sense of quality. Like, was it yesterday? Or was it Sunday? Maybe it was Tuesday. One of the past days, I simply felt too tired. So I decided not to stream because in my mind, there's no way in hell I could produce a somewhat decent stream in that state. But then again, when do I ever? So what stopped me there? Other than my brain just going, yeah, nah, it won't be it won't be good enough. Which is an entirely wrong way to see that. I was just I should have just still done it like I did today. And obviously equating a stream on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to a stream done on a Friday or Saturday are completely different worlds. At least for me, since I need to limit myself on any other day that isn't Friday or Saturday. I need to limit myself to 2.5 hours at most. Maybe 3 or 4 if I push the start time forward. But in general, 2.5 hours because I have work in the morning. So I kind of need to. I should just actually produce a schedule around that and hold myself to said schedule. The thing is, with making an actual schedule on Twitch, it asks you to place a title, place a game already in the info box for the stream that you're scheduling. And I don't think that far ahead. Maybe you can do it without the without an actual title and without setting a game. But yeah, maybe I should start doing that. And also, to what benefit would that be? I don't think anyone is looking at my channel when I'm not online. But I could be wrong. So, just simply looking at my channel, that thing is a mess. I'm sure I have some panels, but they're not good. They're not designed. They're not cohesive. It's just, once again, random free assets that I found online and just used. But then again, at least from my perspective, which once again could probably be wrong, it does not really pay off to invest into panel art if you do not have an established brand yet. Since usually when you're live, first thing people look at is your stream, listening to your words, and decide if they want to stick around. And then they maybe look at the panels. Maybe. Yeah. But then I should maybe add some more, at least some more info boxes down below. Like maybe PC specs. Maybe could think up some lore for this virtual body for when I'm not using normal webcam. Since I do kind of want to keep this hybrid thing going that I started to do at some point. But again, this just feels easier since I don't have to torture people with my face. I can just look good. If I were to think up something akin to lore for this virtual body, I think I would go into the direction of a neat elf, or a neat dark elf even. Simply for the reason that essentially I am just a neat, not entirely. I'm still more teetering on the verge of weeb. Not full need since I do go out to go to work. But other than that, I might drag my creaky old bones out for some chopping, get my hair done, and maybe a con or two if I find the time. So yeah. But again, that wouldn't affect the law of this. But then I would also need to think about how I came into this situation. You know, writing lore for something, for a character that isn't D&D related, would be interesting to do once again. And would it be something good? Probably not. I'm not a writer. I'm barely even a person. When it boils down to it, I'm just an idiot with a mic who chose to represent myself as an elf. We have a little bit of a fable for goth and witch aesthetics, but then again, there's mostly more to look at than actually raring, since I don't have the assets to actually fulfill that. Or the self-esteem to make it words uh, or self-esteem to actually give it the respect it deserves while wearing it. Can't think of a better better sequence of words for that right now. The biggest problem when you speak two languages and neither of them fluently anymore. Ugh. So annoying. Yeah. Is there anything else I could talk about? I wonder if my mic picked that up. If it did, damn. My tummy hungry. Yeah. God, it's really hard to believe for me that it's already been 2 hours 10 minutes. Fucking hell. Yeah. Literally no idea what else there's to talk about. This is exactly what I meant when I said that there are days where I struggle to fill 5 minutes with me talking. Then there are days where I just go off and fill 2 hours. And now I'm back in a slump where I don't know what I should talk about, what I can talk about. My brain literally ran out of topics. And these topics that make sense to talk about. Seriously, how do other streamers do this? I'm sure there are more enough streamers out there that use their own struggles for topics, that can formulate stuff well in a way that's both entertaining and uplifting. They can just be open with their community and with themselves and just use that as fodder. Well, not necessarily fodder, since it actually serves a purpose. Yeah, my deepest respect to any of those kind of creators. I'm certainly not one of them, since my brain is blanking hard right now on what to say. But it's also partially because my brain is trying to figure out if I should write or not today. I have the faintest idea who I would write, but might be a good idea. Even if there's no one currently on, that would make sense. Or that I can even write. What is there? I don't know. Let's see. No, at least not in the list of people that I follow. In my list of people that I follow, there's no one that I would be able to rate, I believe. It would make sense. But again, does it really matter if it makes sense to rate someone, to rate them? I'm technically no. As a creator, when it comes to rating someone, what are the criteria that qualify it as makes sense? For one, the vibe of your stream compared to theirs. Then there's the fact of what kind of person are they? Then there's also an aspect of what do you want to watch after you are done? Or do you even have the intention of continuing to stay online and watching people, actively watching people? So yeah, I guess it's not really a thing of does it make sense, but more of a thing of do you want to do it? As I mentioned earlier, rating is a decent tool to get your name out there, even if it doesn't work as intended, or work at all, for that matter. Oh God, why am I getting so tired all of a sudden? Not that I was full of energy for most of the stream. I literally just sat here and talked. With questionable sustenance in my words. That's probably the worst way I could put it. But yeah. It just felt right to just talk for a change. It's only 12 minutes I need to fill to get my usual goal time. But again, this is about a time where I'm running out of steam for talking and just kind of want to either lay back and chill or play something. And yawning again, sorry. I hate to be a living entity after all. I'm just shy of my usual stream time that I at least aim for. And again, I think most of my current streams were a fair bit shorter. I mean, it's good to have a goal time that you want to reach for your streams usually. It's literally a good thing, so that you have something to work towards. It keeps you going and not just throw in the towel after something just goes awry. Or awry? Something doesn't work the way you want it to work. The easy wording. So yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if it's a me thing or if it's a human thing. But having these small kind of incentives, like if I'm pushing this button, I need to be prepared to be logged in for 2 hours and 30 minutes at least. At least as a goal. If I'm just getting too tilted, like yesterday or the day before, one of the two, I think it was yesterday, playing Strinova, getting bullied hard by the matchmaking, not getting any decent matches at all, and then just tilting and wrapping everything up in a blitz. And then I think I still hit roughly 2 hours. But yeah. But yeah, like I said, having these small incentives, goals, milestones kinda helps, honestly. Not thinking about the whole picture, just thinking about the next 2 hours. Kinda helps shift focus. At least for me. Are there still problems all around it? Yeah, sure. But if I can at least shift my focus from me to whatever the fuck I'm doing for the next 2.5 hours, that's a win to me at least. Since I don't have to think about, well, me. At least not in the perspective of the what the fuck is wrong with me, but in the perspective of I've given myself a window of 2.5 hours. How do I fill it? And if it's just, well, talking like I do right now, then so be it. If I actually manage to pull it off, cool. If not, I have to pull out the game and try fill the time with that. And so, and I can only, as always, only just apologize for any kind of bodily noises like burping or hearing me swallow, maybe even hearing my breathing. I look too little back into my streams to know if that's happening or not. Even if I, in theory at least, should have had my mic set up in a way that it that's not reacting to me breathing while I'm not talking at the very least. I'm probably wrong, but different story. And obviously my singing for one or two times it happened this stream, which is which is on the low end. Usually the torture for the ears is a bit more frequent. But then again, usually I'm also focused on my game and the music that I'm listening to for it to give me a rhythm to do stuff in. So yeah, that explains it. Also, usually I try to refrain from singing along to Japanese songs since I don't speak the language. I can only mess it up. But something like this right now, Lovesick Loop. God, I adore this song. It's just so cute. Have not looked into the lyrics, so they could be fucked up like no believe. But from the parts that I listened to, it's just a wholesome song about love. And sometimes it's all you need. Just something positive in your life. Like, my music taste is so mood dependent. I mean, I listen to almost everything. With a preference for punk and classic rock. But I don't shy away from tech. I don't shy away from, well, soft songs like this. Like, fucking, like, one of my last streams, I just had a playlist running based on the song Love Yourself. Which is not a euphemism for fuck yourself in that regard. It is actually meant to be a positive song. It all just depends on the fucking mood they feel. And usually when it comes to streaming, a mixture of a good emotional song with a good beat line, like this one, and just energetic music like Play Dice, Psycho, and Psycho are just great. I'm sure do I stream often when I do comp shooters and stuff with the chill out mix that Spotify made for me. Yeah, sure. Simply because it's nice to have a bit of a sense of calm going, even if some of the songs are not really necessarily calm. At least from a lyric standpoint, most of the songs in the chill mix do have a calm musical motive. Don't know music, so I don't necessarily know if that was the right terminology. But they share the fact that from the instrumentals and the structure, they are more on the calm side. They are not pumping out energy. They are not some grandiose piece that wants to stand alone. They're literally just chill tracks that you can run in the background. And something like Paper Bouquet is also one along those lines. More or less any Millie song that at least that I have listened to, which is not representative of their entire discography. But all the songs from Millie that I've listened to are just chill and good for background. Would I risk having them in a in a watt and upload it to YouTube? No, because I despise copyright in that regard. It's not the main focus, so why should I get distracted for having that in the background? Sure, it's a bit more prominent every now and then when I'm not talking, but that's just music for you. Yeah, sure, labels and bands don't necessarily want to have their music spread through non-official channels because it somewhat turns down their revenue. But then again, it's just playing in the background. No harm done. And no profit gained by anyone. Especially in my case. I make not a single cent from streaming. I'm not making a single cent from uploading my shorts or my clips to in YouTube Shorts or putting the words onto YouTube. It's those generate not a singular cent. For me, streaming is just a hobby. Would I love to make money off of it? Sure. But I'm also realistic about it. And I understand that to make it in this space, I need to do so much more that I either don't necessarily have the time for, or just not the knowledge for it. I mean, sure, we could hire an editor to cut down my words into digestible pieces of like 20-minute content, or even make shorts out of them, of good moments that they find. But I don't have that kind of cash that I can hire someone. If I were making money off of any of these sites that I'm using, then and it would be enough to hire someone, then maybe I could consider it. But as it is right now, I would need to learn these skills myself, which is not an impossible thing. Even if to a degree I'm of the opinion that I'm too old to learn some of the skills that I would like to learn. But once again, that's probably more my self-doubt speaking than anything else. Like literally the worst thing I do to myself is just not believing in me. Does it protect me from being disappointed when something doesn't work out? Yeah, it does. Is it still the dumbest thing to do? Yeah. Since self-doubt is barring so many opportunities. It could be great. But simply by virtue of me doubting the worth in pursuing it, I'm maybe even barring myself from new friends and actually good opportunities. Even if I don't even know where to look for good opportunities in the first place. Since Twitter is cesspool and I don't even know where to start to look for that on there. Blue Sky, I don't know. I haven't checked the tags yet. I have not looked at any tags I use over there. Which is dumb, I know. Maybe you read it in the VTuber subreddit could be something there, but then Reddit is always a bit of a weirder one. Yeah, and I feel like before I do that, I should at the very least try to learn the basics of editing and make like 20-minute videos with some background audio, other than me talking all the game. Since watching other people stream without and playing something like Marvel Rivals without music in the background, I just need like I said, and learning to edit my what's done into 20-minute stuff, probably with background audio, background music, especially for something like Marvel Rivals or Street Nova. Like, sure, in the menus you have music and sounds, but in the matches, if no one is talking, then that shit gets quiet. When you play, you don't necessarily register it in your brain. That that's quiet. But the thing is, when you're playing and streaming, you're working with a completely different focus than someone who's watching. When you watch, you focus on all the different things, especially while watching a gameplay. Like, but that stems from the point where you can focus on the things you want to focus on. You don't need to focus on 13 different things. Good example for stuff like that is a streamer playing a game like Mortuary Assistant or Observation Duty and missing something obvious, and chat's just screaming at them how they cannot see it. But the thing is that the average viewer doesn't know about this. While streaming, you have to keep an eye on your chat. You have to keep an eye on your network stats to see if you're experiencing a big amount of lag right now, dropped frames and all that jazz. Or if your stream just decided to disconnect and you have not noticed it yet because you have a buffer of 20 seconds or something that just activates as soon as connection is lost while it tries to reconnect. Then maybe Discord. You have Discord open on one screen as well, next to your OBS and stuff, for the purpose of what if one of my mods needs to tell me something. Like, I'm currently working with what I'm using actively. That is, with 2 monitors, a laptop, and my phone. My main monitor, where currently is only the program I use for my virtual body and Spotify. Then my second monitor that is above, so whenever I look up like this and I'm not actively spinning around like this, then that means I'm looking up at my second monitor, where I have my OBS. Just checking my stats, seeing if anything happened in chat, or anything has happened in the activity feed that I missed for some reason, or the alert didn't play for it. Many reasons that something could pop in there and I didn't see it. And then on my laptop I have the entire Twitch site. So OBS is my local site. Twitch's end is represented on my laptop, simply so that can have my stream running and see how that looks without having to put strain on my LAN. Like, my laptop is connected to the internet per Wi-Fi, so it does not stress my direct internet connection for my PC. So yeah, that's for Twitch's end. And then I also have Discord open on my phone, simply to keep an overview if someone is trying to reach me, or maybe a notification of someone going live that I want to raid into, and all that fine stuff. Those are all aspects that. And then on top of that, usually I'd be playing a game like Marvel Rivals, Genova, where I need to focus on the gameplay as well. I'm not using that as an excuse for why I suck in those games. That's simply because I suck. But there's a difference between me being completely distracted by either my second monitor or my laptop and running headlong into a wall, or me at least trying to be effective and, well, still being a nuisance. That needs to be carried. So yeah, that's at least for me, what goes into this right now. 2 monitors, a laptop, and a phone. I mean, if I wanted, I could probably also relocate some of the processors I use to my actual third monitor, which is a TV. But that would make it harder to keep an eye on stuff, since to see that, I literally need to go like this. I literally need to look past all of my monitors to see the TV. More or less, in my current setup, the TV is just my set of speakers for when I'm not doing anything like streaming or gaming, where I have headphones on. So yeah. Yeah, there's all the small stuff that surrounds streaming that if you don't do it yourself, you might not have in your mind right off the bat. And also, you also always need to check your settings that the mic is the right one for your purposes and all that jazz. Or you end up with me who updated stuff and ran some troubleshooting for connection issues, and then forgot to reset the audio sources correctly. So yeah, all the fun stuff. Hmm. Hmm. I really need to diversify my content. I do enjoy stuff like Street Nova and Marvel Rivals. Yeah, I do. But I also love stuff like Monster Hunter, even if I don't play it enough. Same goes for stuff like, yeah, story driven games like Resident Evil. Ironically, Souls likes. I just don't play them enough. Streaming would give me the excuse to play them, but don't know what's keeping me from them, honestly. I do perceive uh, Street Nova and Marvel Rivals as easier to stream. Simply because there's no real progress that I can make there unless I jump into comp, but there's something progressing either way, be it loss or win. But in a story-driven game and in a Souls-like, you can realistically be stuck in an area for like hours on end because you're not seeing something very simple, or just simply because the boss you're facing is not one you can adapt well to. And because of those facts, I feel like my brain is telling me that the comp shooter or the hero shooter is easier to stream because there's no risk of quote unquote wasting hours on end without any real progress. Since those games don't have a progress other than the experience bar that fills itself regardless. I mean, does the explanation make any sense? I don't think it does make too much sense, but in a way it does make sense, at the very least to me, so hence why I believe that's how my brain works. So yeah. Hmm. Ah. Oh god, my neck. Hmm. So yeah, really enough, the neck pain is only on one side, on the right side of my neck, and only when I contract it. So when I make it smaller, the area. Not when I stretch it. When I stretch it, it's fine. But as soon as it gets compressed, then that's where the pain kicks in. And that's on normal range of movement, not over exaggerated. At least from my standards, it is. Which for some is already, I think, close to a dislocated neck. But yeah, I don't think it's something to worry about. It seems more like just simple muscle pain, even though I don't know from what. And yeah, my brain is literally all over the place. Going from talking about how my brain justifies playing Strinova or Marvel Rivals over anything else based on perceived progress to neck pain and explaining how it doesn't seem to be too serious since it appears to be only muscle pain, like sore muscles. When your brain doesn't make any sense. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try and fill those 10 minutes as well. So I can end on a nice and round 3 hours. The question is what to talk about now. Now, slowly my tiredness is catching up with my brain, and my brain is not jumping to topics anymore the way it did before. Hmm. Huh. I really should have mixed me up some gamer subs. No, well. Not gonna get up now. Is my alarm still going for? Yeah, it is. Alright. Just need to check if the alarm I set for, well, the D&D session that is honestly probably not gonna happen. But yeah. It's also something that maybe I should look into getting a new one. Then again, it's so much work, and this is a group that I know, so it's not bad. And learning new people is such a hassle. They probably should do more often. Just do more often. No, the act of getting to know new people. But once again, back to the topic of me being socially incompetent. I know it's hard to believe. At one point in time, I was, at least socially, a normal functioning human being. With friends and all. How times can change. From a friend circle that, well, quote unquote friend circle. As I say, that's slightly before the era of me getting ignored whenever I say something. Anything. So, yeah. From a fairly big friend group to now where I have like one definitely, maybe two. Still need to inquire if I can still consider them friends or not. But yeah. My friend circle shrunk drastically. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. But it's a bad thing in terms of, well, all my friends being in an A, and, well, the corresponding time zones. It's just Not productive if you want to do stuff with your friends, even if it's just gaming. The best time for most of them to game is around 8 p.m. their time, which translates most of the times to me, for me, 2 a.m. Whew. That makes it hard to do stuff. Yeah, can't be helped, can it? Who knows? Maybe while at TwitchCon I meet some people that I can do stuff with, and maybe even get content out of it. Uh, I mean, I wouldn't bet on it, since I'm still me, sleep-deprived introvert with self-destructive tendencies. So yeah, I wouldn't I wouldn't put my money on that actually happening. I mean, I will try to I would probably try and meet Veru while at TwitchCon EU. I mean, I do believe she's going. Don't know, but yeah, it's simply that's also simply just because I want to, and she's an inspiration. She's a guiding light for lost souls like me. Even if she has self doubt, she she actually manages to be a guiding light for lost souls caught in their own kind of foggy brain world. Hmm. The world needs more people like her. And I wish I could be one of those people, but first I would need to figure out my own brain for that. And I know that I'm diagnosed with ADD. Not quite ADHD, but still in the same spectrum. And I would also not be surprised if I actually was on the spectrum for autism. Like that would literally not surprise me. But then again, ADD is the diagnosed part. Autism, I would need to make a test for that. And then again, finding the time to make a test and also getting an appointment to get something like that done. It's already pain. And then there's once again the aspect of me not being too comfortable with the idea of having a professional waste their time on me. Like, literally, there's next to no reason for me to do so. There. Yeah. But once again, it's funny how I mean I know that I'm repeating this, but I'm repeating it because it's so hard for me to believe that I, one of the biggest idiots around, that rarely even manages to fill 5 minutes with talking. Just a stream of 3 hours with only talking. Even if in the waht there's probably gonna be a couple of somewhat uncomfortable silences in the times where I need to think about the words I'm trying to use, and also when my brain just short circuits my my speech just for thinking. But again, that's how it do be sometimes. That's how it do be. If I had my own place, I could probably do multi-streaming. But with my current setup, sadly, it's not an option. I tried it, but my online game was unplayable at that point. I don't know why I pointed it out now. But yeah, does my brain have anything else it wants to talk about right now? I'm trying to find the topic, but no, it seems like my brain is coming up empty. Woo! Not that it's a new thing, but it's a welcome thing for right now, since I do get quite tired right now. So, and I fulfilled my goal for this stream of reaching 3 hours after seeing that I already did 2 hours 40. I mean, I probably probably should, but I actually don't think I literally have no idea who I could rate. And like I mentioned before, rating with 2 people is just feels kind of sad. I mean, it doesn't. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many people you rate with, other than if the streamer you're trying to rate has set certain limits that have to be reached before you can rate them. But yeah. Either way, my brain is doing weird stuff. So, just to be safe, I'm gonna call it here for tonight. Sorry if there was any weird noises. It was just me moving my mic. So yeah. Either way. Let's do the usual spiel. Thanks for checking in, thanks for lurking, and thanks for watching. Hope you have a great one, and until next time. Bye. And yes, no rating tonight. I'm just gonna end it normal. Yeah, like I said. Thanks for checking in, thanks for lurking, and thanks for watching. Hope you have a great one. And until next time. Bye.